What's good, y'all? Conan and Chris back with another reaction. Mike Tyson gets confronted by a gang leader. Now, growing up, I played basketball, ran track, I learned kickboxing, mixed martial arts, and wrestling growing up as well. But I wasn't really into learning about the fundamental athletes and boxing and other. Matter of fact, I was more into the UFC, learning about them, but I wasn't really familiar with all the boxers growing up. You feel me? But I already knew who Mike Tyson was. All right, everyone knows who Mike Tyson is. Floyd Mayweather, all the originals. You feel me? But a gangster confronted Tyson. Now this video is 9 minutes 50 seconds. I subscribed to the guy that actually made this video, and he was actually so surprised that YouTube put it on their trending list because everyone knows YouTube controls the trending list. They decide what they want to put on there, and he was like this. And he makes a lot of good videos. You know, he deserves the content. He deserves the views. You feel me? Got like, I think it has like 8 point something million views. Which is crazy. I respect his grind. But yeah, let's get to the video, man. It's 9 minutes 52 seconds.
It's gonna be a fight. Tyson, if you know it, hit me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Welcome back to the Big Fight Recap.
Damn, Mike Tyson looks swole. Golly.
On today's video, we revisit the infamous two-fight saga between Mike Tyson and Mitch Blood Green.
You see the height difference? So this thing gotta be at least be 6 foot. Alexa, how tall is Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson is 5 feet 10 inches tall.
5'10". So this thing gotta be at least. Cause looking at this, he has to be at least 6'3", 6'4", at least. And I ain't gonna lie, that's a bad matchup because Mike Tyson is smaller, so he's quicker.
A genuine beef that 10 rounds of boxing couldn't squash.
Oh, he's laughing at him.
One time on the street, this time in a much shorter affair with a decisive victory. Let's get right to it.
Rivals beyond the ring, so they hated each other outside the ring too. Be like that sometimes, bro. Oh yeah.
After Tyson's 10-round decision to James Quick Tillis in 1986, the invincibility aura from Kid Dynamite took a slight knock as the two heavyweights battled out a much closer fight than the boxing fans and bookmakers expected.
How disappointed are you that the knockout string is over?
Not at all. If anything, I feel relieved, and I'm confident if I wanted to, I could have knocked them out.
It was Tyson's first time going the distance, as he had finished his previous 19 opponents all inside the opening 2 or 3 rounds.
Damn.
That gave some of the other heavyweight contenders an incentive to catch this teenage dynamo early, halt the hype train, and earn the highest possible payday outside of a championship fight.
Tyson say, gonna give me a fight. I want Mike Tyson. Point blank. Michelle C. Tyson. He's a mo.
Why his face look like that? What is that? Is that a mask? Why his face look like that? That's a mask. Why he got a mask on his face? What is that?
Knock him out.
Mitch Blood Green was one of the first fighters to utilize the new age of digital camcorders to get his message out there to boxing fans.
Hey, I respect that. He's one of the first original. Yeah, I like that. Like people like this. This is around the time social media was nothing. Like you literally have to get your own name out there. So I see him. He recorded himself a lot trying to get it out there. I like that. That's grinding. Trying to put himself on the map.
There was no social media in those days, but local news stations and televised sports networks such as HBO would air the clips during a broadcast to gauge the fans' reaction.
Yeah, you see, he basically expanded himself, getting himself out there. That's what you got to do, especially back then. Especially back right now, you still got to do that right now.
It's probably due to audio compression over time, but I can honestly say I have difficulty understanding what Mitch Green is saying. Two clear things were the muscle flexing and homophobic slurs, and bizarrely enough, as far as my research suggests, this
Nigga
was
smacked the
enough to land
mic.
a shot at the hottest prospect in world boxing.
Detroit, 1986. Man, he tall, bro.
Growing up on the tough streets of Detroit, Mitch Green was a prominent player in 1970s New York gang warfare. By the age of 17, he had witnessed his father lose his life in a bizarre Western-style
Wait a minute.
rush.
This name sounds so familiar. I've heard this name before.
Shootout, not long before being shot twice himself, fortunately escaping with non-fatal injury.
I'm sorry, y'all. His name sounds very, very familiar. Like, very familiar.
Green tried to escape gang life by joining the UVA boxing gym in New York, but by this time his ties to the street were too pronounced, as he was now hailed the king of New York street gangs by the NYPD for his role as gang leader in the Deadly Bloods crew.
I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't talk about that. That's why his name sounds familiar. I can't talk about that.
Slowly started to change for Mitch,
Sorry,
and his reputation as a gang leader was exceeded by that of a talented amateur boxer. The muscular 6'5" big man that was racking up copious tournament success, including several New York Golden Gloves.
From the Bronx, New York, undefeated in 5 professional bouts with 1 draw.
Green took to the professional ring in 1980 and quickly started racking up wins over journeyman.
He got the gang life and got into that boxing shit. Hey, that's respect.
Champion in waiting,
Hey, listen, you gotta get off the streets sometimes. Y'all boys can't stay on the streets forever. Y'all boys gotta find something. Listen, if either you stay on the streets forever, you're gonna get locked up for life. Then when you get locked up for life, you're gonna regret that shit at the end of the day. So you gotta find something you like doing. He got boxing. He got that gang life and was doing that boxing shit. You gotta respect that.
Became the first man to beat Green in 1985, where Mitch made a good account of himself, only losing by majority decision. Both Tyson and Green were on the fringe of a world title shot, so regardless of the antics, the two were on a likely collision course. The trash talk from Green just helped build more interest in the fight, which in turn certainly struck a chord with Tyson, who openly admitted to hating that ugly mother effer.
Mike Tyson, traditionally, no room, no
Damn, that
size.
nigga big as shit. God damn.
Says it makes him feel like a warrior, makes him feel like a gladiator.
Ads, bro. What can you do, man? What can you do?
Tyson met Green for the first time in May 1986 at Madison Square Garden. It was Tyson's first match at a prestigious boxing venue and also the first to be covered by a large television network. Yet, the occasion didn't change the traditional no robe, no socks attire. He was all business and had a personal vendetta to settle with the now not-so-confident-looking Mitch Blood Green.
And was so much a factor in the last fight that we showed you here.
All right, let's get it.
That he didn't double up.
This is a very, very big advantage for Tyson, bro. He's smaller than him, but Green has longer arms than him. But at the same time, he's smaller and quicker, so he has a higher advantage.
Was a little bit lazy,
Ooh, at
especially
left.
later round. So we'll see what he does about that against Mitch Green. Always aggressive.
Aggressive, playing very aggressive. Mike Tyson playing it smart.
With the shot. There's the left hook I was talking about. He did draw a warning from Luis Rivera.
Oh my God!
Green's in trouble.
They fight it like they want to kill each other. Oh my God!
Everyone has a plan until they get their mouth guard punched out of the ring in the first round.
Hey, listen, nigga.
While Green had all the physical advantages, Tyson's supreme boxing skills and speed negated the gap in size and weight, backing up Green from the opening bell, slipping and countering, forcing the much bigger man into survival mode from the word go.
Big right hand against Tillis.
God damn! He knocked his mouthpiece out.
Tyson punched out Green's mouth guard again in the third, whereafter he started mocking his
Damn! Oh, this nigga. Listen. Y'all niggas be making fun of short niggas, bro. Listen, short niggas will beat a tall nigga's ass, and it's a perfect example, especially if he's trained. I'm a trained fighter, bro. In the past, I am not afraid of anyone that's taller than me. And Mike Tyson, I'm not Mike Tyson, but this man Mike Tyson is destroying him. He knocked out his mouthpiece twice. He is laughing at him and mocking him and dodging him. What can you do? What can you do? That's crazy, bro. Like y'all be making fun of short niggas, man. I know he's 5'10", but y'all niggas making fun of niggas that's like 5'8" like me. A nigga that's 5'8" can beat your ass, bro.
golden mouth, stalking him across the ring, landing fierce single power punches.
Oh my God.
Another big left hook. Tyson there, good uppercut. He has to take the stand eventually.
Oh yeah, he lost this, bro.
Another couple body shots. Well, he's smiling. Tyson is smiling. You see, Green has those fast hands.
The fight became so routine by the closing stages, the crowd knew they were witnessing a foregone conclusion. Tyson himself appeared to have his mind elsewhere as he bizarrely kissed his trainer, Kevin Rooney, while he was trying to deliver him intricate strategies and details regarding the fight.
Kevin Rooney is in there and just jabbering away 100 miles a minute. Mike Tyson leaned over and just kissed him.
Tyson closed the show, trying to score the knockout, but Green's disinclination to engage allowed him to grab and clinch his way to safety,
Oh my
resulting in
God.
him losing 9 out of 10 of the rounds on every different scorecard.
But we knew deep inside that I was going to win this fight so easy because of his style. He's a gang tough opponent, and he took some fairly decent shots.
Yeah, he did. I ain't gonna lie. He took a lot of strong shots. I thought he'd get knocked out, honestly. He took some long, tough shots. I thought he'd get knocked out, honestly.
I won comfortably, and I didn't try for the knockout, and I used a great deal of discipline in it, not knocking him out.
Tyson claimed he carried Green the 10-round distance on purpose to punish him for as long as possible, and whether it was true or not, Green's personal pride was hurt, and he was willing to do whatever it took to restore a sliver of respect amongst his peers. Green retired from boxing after the Tyson loss and returned to the street to earn a living from selling drugs.
I know he did not do that. You could have just kept fighting. Why would you go back to the street? This makes so much sense now. When I think about it, it makes so much sense now. That's crazy.
He always planned to one day get Tyson back in the ring, but as his years of inactivity ensued, Tyson progressed to one of the most dominant heavyweight champions of all time, undefeated and undisputed. The days of fighting lingering contenders such as Mitch Green were over. It wasn't until a couple of years after their fight that the two would meet again, this time in Green's element, the street. In the early hours of August 23, 1988, Mitch Green got wind that Tyson was shopping at a local clothing store close by to where he ran things on the street. Tyson had traveled a fair distance to pick up a luxury leather jacket handmade by one of his friends over at Dapper Dan's. As Tyson was chilling in the store with his entourage, Mitch Green burst through the door on his own, high on angel dust, demanding Tyson either give him a rematch or empty his pockets right there on the spot. Tyson, of course, no stranger to altercations on the street, dragged Mitch Green outside and pummeled him to the ground multiple times. Spectators said that the fight was short, violent, and very one-sided. In fact, it was no longer than 15 to 20 seconds, but that's more than long enough for the heavyweight champion to inflict severe damage. There is no footage of the fight, regardless of the clickbait you see on YouTube, but there were many accounts of what happened that all aligned, all except Green's account, where he claimed Tyson sucker punched him and ran.
Who threw the first punch here? He did. He sucker punched me because he's with his friends, you know. And when he hit me, and I said I couldn't get a chance to get to him like I was because everybody was like pulling me, you know, holding me, like so he could get away from me. And so he get away, and he ran from me.
Green was certain the Tyson scuffle, which became mainstream news around the world, would add enough public intrigue to get his rival back in the ring. But Mitch had already burned his bridges among the promoters in the sport, with his violent threats to Don King in the past already shadow-banning him from ever earning any serious money in the ring again. After Green's failed attempts to get the rematch with Tyson, he filed a civil lawsuit for $20 million due to the injuries he suffered during their fight. The former gang leader came away with one small W to coincide with the long list of L's, winning the case and being awarded $45,000, close to what his purse was during their professional fight in 1986.
Yeah, I remember seeing Mitch Green's eye after that. It was like just broke his socket, broke the eye socket. Yeah,
He broke his eye socket.
yeah. The eye socket. You gotta hit really hard to do something like that, right?
Green returned to the ring 7 years later, but at that point he was a shell of his former self and was beaten by journeymen with losing records until he hung him up for good in 2005. As of 2022, Green is still a large-as-life character, but now employs his energy into his love of Christianity. He still has...
You know, that happens all the time. Like, as men get older, they get more closer to God. Like, that's how my dad is. Like, I've never expected that. Like, a lot of people get closer to God. Nothing's wrong with that. Kanye did the same thing. Nothing's wrong with that.
has a gripe with Tyson, but I think it's fair to say the two have now moved on, and whenever the topic is brought up today, they both make light of their infamous 30-year feud.
That didn't work. The boy scared to death. We had this street fight. The boy scared to death.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't y'all have a street fight, Mitch?
For the ring, for the street. Thinking the man would do something about it. You want to do nothing? Oh, man, he freaked me out.
Did you know that actually Tyson and Sal are good friends and he comes to the show? He knew, look, there it is, Tyson. You see that? You don't know what you can do.
It's like after so many years, you know, y'all gotta like let y'all grudges go. The only person I know that keep it and holds their grudge to this day that's an athlete, professional athletes, are Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan. Those two hate each other. Like, even to this day, if y'all saw The Last Dance, Michael Jordan still hates this man because they tried to like literally injure him. They still hate each other. They're in their 50s. And they still hate each other. But yeah, man, after so long, you be like, man, you know, it is what it is. We did that when we were younger, you know, we older now. You know, things change. That was in the past, you know. But I feel like he should have never stopped fighting. Going back on the streets was a terrible idea. If you're a professional, just because you lose, I think he lost. That was his second fight that he lost. Because you lost to your rival doesn't mean you should just retire and go back on the street. You got to just keep grinding, you feel me? He would have made way more money, and he would have been good. But, hey, man, as long as he's good, you know, he's not dead or anything. He's still doing good. Hopefully he's not dead. I think he said he's not dead. it'll be fine, you know. But yeah, man, this was a good video. You deserve the view that you get for this video. You put a lot of work into this. But hey, man, I'm out. Later.